In the Blair podcast is brought to you by AB1 Studios. These episodes won't be televised or monetized, but comments may be criticized. Enter at your own risk. Language may not be suitable for anybody under the age of 18, but enter at your own risk. This is a vibe. Enjoy. Welcome to my world. I'm gonna be as brief as I ever been. Blessed ones. I want to thank you all once again for joining me to the vibe. This podcast game, it has been growing for the past couple years. For the last few years, it just gets bigger and bigger. I will still call myself a beginner, but I am not a quitter. Whether I have one listener or a million listeners, one day it will all be worth it. I just want to come in here and share with you something that is near and dear to my heart. So sometimes, as a man, as a young man, as a middle-aged man, whatever you like to classify that as, we have to oftentimes keep things to ourselves so the world won't crucify you, won't condemn you, won't try to put you in this box, right? Well, as I constantly go over this in my mind, that as a man, I should be where the world say I should be, which is independent, doing what I gotta do to stand on my own. Which I agree to some degree. However, oftentimes we get caught up in the reality of what other people say that you're supposed to be, opposed to the reality of who you know you are. Sometimes, as a visionary, you will see some things that others won't even be able to imagine. You will feel some things that others can't even grasp, can't even touch, can't even believe. And I just want to encourage you all that we all need help. I know y'all heard the saying it takes a village to raise a child. Because it is not your responsibility to take care of or be held accountable for something that you did not engage in or participate in, you constantly remove yourself from the issue. But then, when you decide that you're being, let's say, blackballed or set up or even taken advantage of, then that's when it's about everybody else. In other words, let me just say this. There's a time to stand on your own, and then there's a time to come together. My whole point, bottom line, is this. Me, Anthony D. Blair, the host of this podcast, I come humbly, sincerely, genuinely, faithfully, truly, as a man of hard work, as a man of faith, as a man of God. I'm a man of many things. But I'm mainly a man of sight. I see things that, like I mentioned, others won't even be able to believe. And sometimes it becomes a burden for others. That would be my deepest regret, because once again, sometimes we are given a gift that we can't really explain, that we can't really control. We just have to maintain it, have to figure out what to do. So let me just say this to you, and then I'm out of here, as I've been doing anyway. Sometimes I can go on a little tangent and just like to talk and whatever, but my biggest dream that I ever had, I got. And that was to be a father. Sometimes in life we do things out of order, and it can cause a rift in, our manifestation and our goals, but we'll reach it. We'll still reach it when you really take time to reflect. So I share this with you, blessed ones, because sometimes it's not always perceived as one thing. There can be excuses, there can be explanations. There's a reason, there's always a justification for everything. But it was just on my heart to come here on episode 4 and just open up to you all. I am still taking suggestions, requests, questions. Haven't really got much traction But like I said, it will come. We must not put our own fears and our own understandings on other people, because just like we might understand something and we want others to understand us, it is also detrimental to the path that we must all take. You know, I know I said I was gonna be done, but here's another point. A lot of times when I get on here, whether on my social media, whether on my podcast, and start just talking and start giving my positive think pieces, I can be talking to someone, and some may believe that I'm being preachy and being all that. But when you think of a preacher, when you think of someone that's preaching, answer me this: what do you think? I never look at a preacher as self-righteous. I always looked at preachers as teachers, directors, influencers, leaders. Now, when leaders fall, they then become looked at as, a hypocrite, or a fake, a phony, all that. But once again, we are more than one thing. So I will no longer feel ashamed when people would say, "Don't preach to me. You're not perfect. Only God can judge me." Which is true. However, I like to always be better than I was yesterday. But sometimes, I go through things, go through emotions. I get stuck in my own way sometimes. But anyway, blessed ones, that's all I have today. So hopefully I didn't bore you too much. Be sure y'all like, subscribe, share if you want to. Blessed one up on Instagram and Twitter. BLSD, the number one, UP. Hit the link in my bio. And as always, stay positive, stay productive, continue to prosper. Prayers and blessings. We building.